Hey, fellas.
Hey, Tara, we are going totally tea this morning. Terrence and Troy cooking up tomatoes.
I thought it was Mater.
Maters?
Maters, that's our
All right,
M.
well, T and M is
We'll
what
do
we're
it your
going.
way.
There we go.
We'll do it your way.
All right, so what are we finishing up here?
All right, I'm going to grab the pasta real quick.
Okay.
And actually, the first thing I'm going to do, I've already tossed it with a little bit of the fresh sauce, and I showed how to take a tomato. Well, I'll show you what they look like again. And we put them in boiling water for about 30 seconds, just enough so the skin will start to kind of come away from the flesh just a little bit. We peeled it, chopped it up, and then I showed how to basically chop up a fresh tomato, and then, you know, as soon as you hit it with salt and heat, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to release all that water.
Okay.
Then you're going to have a watery sauce. So the secret is, if you're going to make a sauce, a tomato sauce with fresh tomatoes, you have to use some tomato paste to kind of pull it all together.
All right. And those pasta, what are they called?
That is orecchietti.
Orecchietti. Okay.
We're going to come up with our own orecchietti wrap.
There it is. There it is. In fact, it's going to be on iTunes next week, folks. Make sure you look out for that.
We got to write it first. All right, then we did some biscuits. I made homemade biscuits, showed how easy that was. Flour, baking soda, baking powder, a little salt. We cut some butter in it. You can see how flaky they are. Actually, this one I didn't even use a knife. I just pulled it apart. Okay. And that butter I was talking about separates the layers and all that. Now, if you want them a little fluffier, you add a little bit more liquid, or you crush the butter up just a little bit more. Now, this is the basil mayonnaise that we made. We had a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just some regular Duke's mayonnaise, because if you eat a Mater sandwich around here, you're using Duke's.
And so you got to eat Mater sandwiches. Like only those uppity people eat tomato sandwiches.
Tomato sandwiches.
Yes, we do Mater sandwiches around here.
That's right, Mater. Now, I got two different kinds. Now, I got a yellow tomato. It tastes just like a red tomato. Okay. I was Tara actually asked a good question. She, you know, not actually, like she never asks a good question. She was like, you know, the smaller ones are a little sweeter than the bigger ones. So that was kind of a rule of thumb. If you want something a little sweet, you know, that you can eat just raw by itself, you know, go with that.
Now, with something like this, you know, tomatoes do, as you said, pack a lot of juice, pack a lot of water. Right. So do you want to let them sit a little while so they lose some of that water and they don't just moisten up your bread?
If you're going to eat them fresh, I would do it real quick. Slice it and eat it. Okay. Because as soon as we hit it with that salt, it's going to start bringing that moisture out. And I just topped it with a little bit of fresh mozzarella. The ones in there, I actually grilled the mozzarella. And basically you just put it, you know, the mozzarella, you slice it, put it on the grill just for like 30-45 seconds. It's going to pick up some of that smoky flavor. The other thing we did smoked tomatoes. Right. Now, this is how they start. This is actually kind of how they go in succession. You know, they're raw, and then you leave them on there for half an hour, 45 minutes. They look like that. That's about an hour. That's about 3 or 4 hours. And you get lots of smoke going. So, I mean, if you can smell that one right there, that's got a lot of smoke in it. Did you lick it?
No, I didn't lick it. I'm letting it sip into my palate.
We will.
Yes, that's awesome.
There you go.
Now, I'm really interested about this because this is a chutney or a salsa.
Salsa, or what else you call it, jam?
Yeah, I mean, technically, what is it called and what's the difference? Because I've messed up the terminology many times this morning.
The recipe you're going to find online is going to say chutney, and basically it is just a salsa. I just tried to use chutney because I want to sound fancy, and that's basically
So a chutney is a fancy way of making salsa.
They're pretty close. They're real close to the same. Chutneys are typically cooked, salsas are typically raw. So that's really the only difference. Now, I added some grilled onions to that, and this was something I just made on the fly. I mean, you can use this chutney on, you know, and I keep saying chutney, but salsa or whatever, you can use that on burgers, you can use it on chicken, you could use it, I just made a quick little bruschetta. Now, the other thing we did, we actually made a savory bread pudding.
And you know, this is what I was looking forward to. You call it savory. I was telling you that when I think of bread pudding, I think of sweet. You said it. You too, Tara, right? Tara thinks it's sweet as well. It doesn't
That's because you're both from the Midwest. Here in the South, you can have bread pudding any way you want.
And that's mozzarella?
Parmesan.
Just Parmesan.
It's charred corn, tomatoes, Parmesan, and a real easy custard. Get all the recipes on Fox Charlotte.
There you go, folks.
Incredible.
Feast your eyes. We truly appreciate you being here with us for Fox News Rising. Of course, we've got a great show in store for you tomorrow morning. Make sure you join us starting at 5 o'clock.
Have a great day.
I got an extra one. A good picture of